Hello, bookish friends in the internet. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew, and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. And for today's video, I am here to do my July wrap-up. Normally, I would have my letterboard here showing you that it's my July wrap-up, but I was too lazy to make it today because I've already made it once this week for my TikTok videos and my Bookstagram, so I was like, I'm not going to make it again. Plus, I put all the letters away already. Anyways, that's not what I'm here to complain about. I am here to talk about my July wrap-up. So for the month of July, I did not do so great. We hit a little bit of a reading slump here on this channel. I did... Oh no, don't fall. I'm gonna put these on the ground. My new TBR bag. I did manage to read 5 books. I have 4 here. One of them was a library book that I don't have, but I'm gonna get a physical copy soon, just because I loved it so much. So I read 5 books in the month of July, which is not my best reading month, but it was still better than my July reading month of last year, because if you know what happened last year, you know we were not healthy last year, but we were healthier this year. Very excited to talk about all of these. One of these I annotated, so that was really fun to do. I wanted to annotate my last 2 books I read this month, but I didn't, and I wish I did because that would have been even more fun. But let's jump into my reading stat, or actually let's jump into my currently reading books, because I always talk about my current reads. I am trying to see. So as of today, I just finished my reread of House of Salt and Sorrows, and I absolutely loved it the second time. So I am currently physically reading One of Us is Back by Karen M. McManus. I'm hoping by today I can get to like the halfway point. I'm still at page 90 of this book, and there's 300 pages. So I'm just like, I need to get this read and finished. So I did started this at the very end of July, but I didn't make it into my July wrap-up. And then my audiobook, well, actually, I'm also physically reading this. I don't know what audiobook to do for this week, but my other physical read is Girls Like Girls by Hayley Kiyoko. I'm reading this because A, the chapters are short, and B, it is sapphic, and C, my library books are due August 19th, so that's literally next weekend. Or is this week? No, next weekend as I'm filming this. So chapters are really short. I'm only on chapter 4 of this book, but I'm already enjoying it. I'm hoping I continue that enjoyment throughout the story. I don't know too much about this author slash artist. I do know she was in Lemonade Mouth and Wizard of Waverly Place. My gosh, that's hard to say. But yeah, I don't know too much about this song personally. I might have to go and listen to it after I finish physically reading this. But yeah, these are my 2 physical reads for the week. I don't know what my audiobook will be because I can't decide. But yeah, these are what I'm currently reading right now, and like I said, I don't know what my audiobook will be. So we love that. So let's jump into my reading stats. So this should go by quick because I've only read 5 books. So for my star ratings, I had 0 1 star, 0 2 star, 0 3 stars. 2 of these were 4-star reads, 3 of these were 5-star reads. 1 of these was an arc I read. Yes, we read my arcs this month, only 1, but I'm still really happy about it. 3 of these were audiobooks. 0 of these were book of the month picks. 2 of these I buddy read with friends. 0 book club picks. I'm adding book club picks into the categories now because I'm partaking in a lot of book clubs. 2 of these were completed series, 0 graphic novels, 0 library books. 2 of these were physical reads, and 4 of these were 2023 new releases. 0 Owl Crate, and 3 of these were on my on my July TBR list. My total page count for the month was 1,748, and then my smallest book and my biggest book of the month are pretty funny to me because they're both like short books by the look of them. My smallest book of the month was The Last Fallen Realm by Gracie Kam. This comes in at 320 pages. And then my biggest book of the month, which actually shocked me that this was my biggest book of the month, was The Last Canto of the Dead by Daniel Jose Older. This is clocking in at 400 pages total. And like I said, I annotated this one, which was really fun to do. So I'll talk more about this in a few minutes. And then my favorite read, I don't have the book, but I'll put a cover here on the screen right here on by my hand. My favorite read of the month was Onder and Santes Were Here by Johnny Garcia Villa. I think that's the author's name. Again, covers here, right here, flashing. But yeah, that was my favorite read. So let's jump into the books that I read and let's see what star ratings I gave to what books. So the first book, I'm also going to put another cover up here on the screen, and that is Onder and Santes Were Here by Johnny something. I'm so sorry. I read this book because I've been hearing nothing but amazing reviews about it, and I know Jason from Easy Cat is who I actually heard this book from. So Jason, if you're watching this, thank you so much for watching, but also thank you so much for a great recommendation, because oh my god, if you love The Sun Is Also a Star, and if you love Ariane Dante Secrets of the Universe, if you love that, if you love those two books, I think you really love Onder and Santes Were Here. Onder and Santes Were Here follows our main two characters, Onder and Santes, obviously, and one of them is in this predicament where he is about to get not deployed, but taken away from like ISIS and whatnot. So he is just trying to live out his days as he can before getting taken away. It was so sweet, so cute. I really loved it, and I actually cried in that one, and I definitely want my own copy here soon. That way I can add it to my collection. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Can't really discuss too much about it just because I don't want to spoil you guys of what happens in the entire book, but it had some cute moments, it had its sad moments, and I was crying in that book. So that was the book that made me cry this month. But yeah, I really enjoyed Onder and Santes, and like I said, I can't wait to get my own copy. And in case I haven't said this yet, I gave Onder and Santes 5 out of 5 stars because it was obviously a favorite pick of the month. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And once again, thank you, Jason, over at Easy Cat, for picking out that book for your book club. Otherwise, I would not have picked it up. Well, I probably would pick it up on my own, but I enjoyed it and I really loved it. And hopefully I'll get my own copy soon. The next book I read was one that I just talked about, and that is The Last Canto of the Dead by Daniel Jose Older. Like I said multiple times in this video already, I've annotated this book, and I really enjoyed annotating it. I literally left my annotated key in here because normally I would write on the pages, but since these are beautiful end pages, I didn't want to mess them up. So I decided to just put a sticky note here of what my annotation key was. And the light blues were favorite quotes. The dark blue was like, what is it? Badness? Badness? What am I talking about if you pass me? And red was for action scene. Oh, sadness. Never mind, that makes more sense. The way that I wrote my S looks like it was a B. You see that? Yeah, there was a lot of sadness in this book because this is the second and final book in this duology. First book that is in this series is Ballad and Dagger, and I absolutely loved that one. That was a 5-star read for me, and I think I loved it so much because it was the first YA pick from the Rick Riordan Presents imprint, and I felt like I can feel Daniel's humor and feel more of himself in these YA books than maybe the Star Wars books, maybe unpopular opinion. But I really enjoyed our journey with these characters. As you can see, there was a lot of dark blue tabs, which is for sadness, especially towards the end of the book. There was a few quotes I really loved as well. The relationship between Chella and, what's your name? Mateo. Wow, I almost forgot it. The relationship we had between Chella and Mateo was so sweet, so cute. They are definitely my new favorite couple of this wrap up, I would say. And I was really sad that this is only a duology. I really hope he does another one. But with the way this wrapped up, I don't think there will be another one, but it would be really cool if there was like one more book for this universe. The magic system in here was fantastic. Love being back in this world. It was fast paced. It was not as slow as I thought it would be, just because it is a sequel, and sometimes sequels have that second book slump. And I really enjoyed it. There was a action scene in here that I was shocked because it was a protesting scene. And I was really shocked to see that in a YA book, but I guess I should like expect it more, I guess. I was really enjoying that scene as well. But yeah, I can't really say too much about this because I'm sucking at summaries right now. But I did really enjoy this. This wasn't as loved as the first book was, but overall, I mean, I annotated this book, so I must have enjoyed it. I give this 4 out of 5 stars, and I definitely will miss this world, and I definitely wish we had more in this world. So, yeah, good job, Daniel, and I cannot wait to read more of your writing soon. The next book I read was my arc that I read. I got this arc sent to me from Penguin Teen, so hello Penguin Teen if you guys are watching. And that is The Only Girl in Town by Ali Condi. This is an arc, like I just said, and it comes out September 19th, I want to say, or September 26th. It comes out end of September. I'll put the correct release date down below, or I'll put it here on the screen if I can. But this was an arc, like I said, got sent to me by the publishing company, so all thoughts and opinions are my own. I actually wrote out my review for this book because I knew I needed to do one for Instagram. But thank you again, Penguin Teen, for sending this my way. I really enjoyed this. I buddy read this with my friend Charlie here. I don't know if she has a booktube channel. Gosh. But I'll leave her Instagram down below. I definitely recommend her account if you want to follow another diverse person. But yeah, I buddy read this with my friend Charlie, and we both really loved it. I think she gave it 5 stars. I didn't give it 5 stars for me personally because in the beginning, even though these are short chapters, the beginning still felt slow to me. I still give this 4 out of 5 stars, and the reason why it wasn't quite a 5 stars is just because that beginning of a new book type of feel was a bit slow for me. And I was reading this on my Kindle for a little bit, so maybe that's why it felt slow, because I didn't get this physical copy until like mid or beginning of July, I think, or I got this in June. I can't remember when I got this, but thank you so much, Penguin Teen. I really enjoyed this. Definitely check this out when this comes out on shelves. And I loved how short the chapter was. Like, literally, some of the chapters were like this, and I really loved that because it made this book a fast read. This is a YA thriller with a little bit of a contemporary feel. And I really enjoyed it. It follows our main character named July Fielding, and she, well, let me just read the tagline of this because I feel like that would be more efficient than what I will say. So it says, what would you do if everyone you loved disappeared? What if it was your fault? Ali Condi is a New York Times bestselling author whose award-winning books include The Match Trilogy and The Summer Lost, and Edgar Allan, an Edgar Award finalist. A former English teacher, Ali lives with her family outside of Salt Lake, Utah. I don't know why I read that last part out loud. But yeah, the back of this is a serenely candid reckoning with both love and loneliness. The Only Girl in Town perfectly distills the messy, beautiful realities of growing up and growing apart, and the courageous act of self-discovery. This was amazing read. I definitely would get myself a finished copy. And once again, hopefully I get myself a copy soon. This comes out September 19th, and I will definitely check out more from Ali Condi because I read the Match Trilogy way before I started my YouTube channel, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. So I really enjoyed this one, and it was just such a fun read, and it was so fun to have somebody to talk to about this book as well. So thank you, Charlie, for reading this with me, and hopefully I can get back into reading my arcs again like I did with this one. Overall rating, I give 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was a 5-star read for me, and that was Star Wars The High Republic Convergence by Zoraida Cordova. This is the 3rd book, technically like 10th book of the universe. This is the 3rd adult novel in the Phase 2 series. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting words. But I really enjoyed this one the most out of the 3 that I read so far. I read the YA one and I gave it 4 stars. I read the middle grade, gave it 3 stars. And then this one was a 5-star read for me. And I think the reason why it was a 5-star read for me is because it just felt so fun being in a Jedi's point of view. I mean, we're in a Jedi's point of view throughout the whole High Republic series, but like this one especially, I just kind of like grew attached to our main character, even though I forgot her name. But we follow these 2 planets, Amori and Iran, I think is how you say it, right? And this is just the next adventure in the High Republic, and it begins before Light of the Jedi. So it was really interesting seeing new characters in here. There was a spy in here that I really grew attached to as well, and I really loved that character. I don't know if it's really a spy or if it was just one of the like characters in here that I really loved. I really suck at wrap-ups. This is why I don't do wrap-ups anymore, or try not to do them. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I love being back in the space world full of romance, and there was a cute wedding scene in here as well, which I was not expecting to see that in a Star Wars book. There's a lot of action-packedness in here as well, so it was just a great book, and it was hard for me to put it down because I just was immersed with it. I did listen to this via audiobook as well, so I really enjoyed the audiobook, and I cannot wait to read more from Zoraida Cordova because I really loved her writing, and it was just so fun, such an easy read to follow along with, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I give it 5 stars just because of the nostalgia feel, and also just because of how much fun I had reading this book. And the final book that I read for the month of July was The Last Fallen Realm by Gracie Kim. I physically read this book, and I read this book in like 2 to 3 days. It would have been 1 day if I didn't have work, but I finished this book on my camping trip that I just did, which I have a weekly vlog of that up on my channel already, so I will leave that up above or down below. I also want to say I buddy read this book with my friend Clint here over at Reads Readers. I'll leave his channel down below. Definitely go follow him. You want another diverse voices on here. And we buddy read all 3 books of this trilogy actually, so it was really a full circle moment because we loved the first 2 books. I didn't cry in this one. I felt sad at the end of this book, but I didn't cry in it. I know Clint said he cried his eyes out in this one, and I could see why he did because it was just such a sweet, a little bit of a sad ending, but I don't want to talk about the endings because obviously this is the 3rd and final book of the trilogy. I definitely am going to miss this world, and I'm happy I've completed another trilogy, but I also did not want to say goodbye to these characters. There was some romance in here that I was not expecting to see a romance. I would say, I said this on my Instagram stories while I was midway through the book, this has the best found family trope that I've seen in a while, and that is like super high praise coming from me because you guys know I love found family as a trope. It's like how I fell in love with the Six Crows duology. That's, I love that world. Anyways, I really love the found family aspect we had in here. And a cool thing about this one is book 3 is set in Vegas, which is where I'm from. So I got to relive some of the, like, not relive, but I got to see some of the stuff that they were talking about. I was like, oh, I know where that is. I know where this is. And I was like, this isn't too far from my house. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book overall, and I definitely would recommend if you guys want a, I forgot what mythology this was, to be completely honest, but I really really enjoyed how Riley grew as a character, and she grew from like being this annoying 10-year-old girl to like this brave 13-year-old girl. Wow, I cannot say girl today. Oof. But yeah, I really enjoyed the series. Thank you, Clint, for motivating me and letting me join you in this buddy read, because it was such a fun buddy read of the whole trilogy. But yeah, I'm so sad to say goodbye to this world, but I loved it. I didn't cry in it, but I did got sad at the end, and I give this one 5 out of 5 stars as well. And that's the end of this wrap up. So there you have it. Those are all the books that I have. These are all the books I have talked about in today's video. I'll leave a link to all of these from Goodreads down in the description below if you want to check them out yourself. Only one that is missing was Under and Sante were here, because like I said, I had it from my library and I don't have a physical copy yet. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos coming from me soon. And without further ado, I will talk to you guys down in the comments below. If you made it all the way through, let's leave a purple heart emoji, because I love the last fallen room. Leave a purple heart emoji down in the comments below if you made it all the way through. And once again, I'll talk to you guys down below. Hope you all have a great day or night or not. The choice is yours, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.